Why do we wear karate suits? Okay, so this is something you might wonder. Why do we wear unusual looking white, fairly thick, sometimes heavy karate suits that maybe look less comfortable than some other clothes that you might wear for exercise? Okay, well, there are a number of reasons for this. So first of all, karate suits are really durable, okay? And there are parts to grab onto. They're really strong, and regular clothing would be easily damaged if we were to treat them in the same way. For example, some karate techniques might involve grabbing onto an opponent, and certain clothing might not have parts to grab onto, or might get torn while we do those techniques. Another reason is movement. Okay, so karate suits are designed to allow a lot of movement that other clothes might not allow. Okay, so for example, you can see there's a lot of extra give here, a lot of extra space. Okay, and including in the legs as well. So that allows us a lot of extra movement that other clothes might not allow. Another thing I think as well is that it's equality. So when we practice karate, we look the same and we're wearing the same, and we're not actually comparing what we're wearing, and we don't have to think about what we'll wear to karate tonight or tomorrow or on Saturday. It's a little bit like I like the idea of school uniforms. Everyone is the same, whilst we have our own identities. There are some situations where it's good not to have to think about and make decisions on what we're going to have to wear and what other people will be wearing, and there's no comparison and no, I suppose, inequality there in terms of what gear we have, what style, what the latest trend is, none of that. Okay, you just wear your karate suit and that's it. And also there's the identity of it. So it gives us a common identity. Okay, it's like you're a part of a team. So that's one aspect of why you would wear a karate suit as well. And another one is the sound. So the sound of a karate suit can help to indicate when you're doing a technique properly. For example, if you hear the elbows rubbing up against your sides, you know that your elbow is by your side. And that's where it should be in a lot of cases when we're doing karate techniques. And, it can be also fun to hear that swish sound. So why do you see karate people, and also people from other martial arts, in their bare feet with no socks or shoes? Okay, so I'll give you my top reasons for that. So number one, part of it is custom. So a lot of martial arts were first practiced in Asian countries, where many people remove their shoes when they're indoors. In some Asian countries, it's considered disrespectful to go into someone's home with your shoes on. So in summary, it was a cultural expectation that anyone going into the training area would take off their shoes. The second reason is foot position. So part of martial arts training is gaining control of and having awareness of all the different parts of the body, making sure that they have proper form and that they're in the right position for each and every movement. And it would be hard to practice this and hard to see your foot position with your shoes on. And it would also be difficult for instructors to see where their students' foot position is if they had shoes on. Muscle training. So believe it or not, wearing shoes actually changes the activity of the muscles around your leg and your foot. So when we train barefoot, this allows us to work with the muscles that are really important when it comes to stability, balance and posture. And we can't do that work as well when we're wearing shoes. As well as that, you have an improved sense of your surroundings. So when you aren't wearing shoes or socks, when you're barefoot, that means that you're better able to tell where you're pushing down on the ground. Okay, so where you are getting your force from. So foot placement, foot positioning is very important in karate, and how we move using our feet to push ourselves away from the ground is very important. And having bare feet helps us to know, are we pushing from the front of our foot, from the back of our foot, from our heel, from the outside? It really allows us to tell if we're doing the right thing in terms of getting the force that we need from the ground. Another simple point about wearing no shoes or socks is that we often have better grip when we're barefoot. So that also helps with our karate training.